Well, welcome to a very special edition. I'm going to call it Rant On since we have no other title.
I mean, it is Rant On.
I have titled this "The Elder Emo Council Confers." The whole reason we're doing this is because we wanted to talk about a couple things. One of them being the While We Were Young Fest.
When we were young.
No, I'm going to say while we were young because we're still young and I refuse to be old.
While we are young fest.
And how much it's a scam. And then how it slowly unscammed itself, but it's still kind of a scam.
No, dude, it has unscanned itself.
They keep adding days.
I was going to say,
yeah,
they dig that scam hole even deeper.
Yeah.
But they're not. Okay. All right. So if you don't know, When We Were Young Fest is basically just every fucking band from 2005 or 2003 to like 2007 just thrown onto one lineup. Just we dipped our hands into the mid 2000s and came out with a bunch of bands. And some of them make fucking sense. Some of them don't make sense as to why they're on this festival.
There are actually some bands I don't recognize.
There's a lot of bands that I don't recognize, but
what?
I don't know who The Garden is or Prentice or
okay, you hit the same ones that I was hitting.
Yeah, but like so like they announced, okay, we're gonna have this big giant festival in Vegas, but then things started coming out.
Well, it's also one day, so
it was also one day. That was the main thing. It was
every one of these bands was supposed to fit on, I believe, 2 or 3 stages.
It's 3 stages
in one day.
And on one day, and like you're gonna get less than Warped Tour length sets.
And I was gonna say Warped Tour was like Warped Tour was what, 40 minutes?
It was 30 minutes, and that included
tear down.
Yeah, but Warped Tour. If you ever went to a Warped Tour, man, that was a smooth machine. That was a smooth operation.
They did it 50 times a year.
Well, not only did they do it 50 times a year, but there was what, 12 fucking stages, maybe more.
The one I went to had like 7, yeah.
And so you have and several of them, the stages were right next to each other, so. Right. While one band was playing, the other band was setting up, and they were smart about it. So the second that band on stage B ended, the band on stage A would play, and that that was a well-oiled machine. There was definitely some problems with it, especially if you had very stark, contrasting genres of music next to each other that could maybe cause some fan bases to go after each other. I experienced that one.
We definitely experienced that one.
Oh, at Warped, I assume?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, what bands was it that caused it?
So, the band playing was the Casualties, which is like a pretty hardcore street punk band.
Okay.
And the band that we were waiting for, because Alyssa wanted to see them, it was New Year's Day.
Oh God. Okay. Yeah, I got you.
If you know who New Year's Day is, it's very sugary pop punk, female fronted, and so the fan bases were very drastic, and I guess the like crowd waiting for the other band to start, New Year's Eve start, was way bigger than the crowd watching the actual band playing, the Casualties.
Right.
And the singer didn't like that, and had their fan base come in charge and start just throwing fists and shit
causing
into
problems.
that. Yeah. It was a whole fucking thing. I can't. Looking at this lineup, number one, we're all much older now, and I don't think, who the fuck is Mom Jeans? There's a band called.
I don't know. So here's the thing: even if you didn't know, I'm gonna say 10 bands out of this lineup, and this is around 30 bands, I think.
Yeah.
Even if you didn't know 10. Going to a festival, a one-day festival, trying to see all 20 bands that you like is impossible. Like, there's no way. Like, because My Chemical Romance, Paramore, A Day to Remember, Jimmy Eat World are not going to play at the same time.
Nope.
They're going to play in order. So you're going to have to stand in front of that stage for probably 2-3 hours. And
how many bands did you say?
It looks like around 30.
It's 63.
Really?
I just counted.
Wow. So then there's bands that are going to be playing that are on this list.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the list on Loudwire.
Okay. We'll go over some of those in a minute.
We'll go over some because there are some bands that I'm like genuinely confused as to why they're here, and it's bands that I grew up listening to.
I am shocked, for one. If I recall correctly, Paramore is broken up.
No,
or they went on hiatus or something, because she broke off and did her thing, and then she started her Good Smile whatever bullshit.
Her solo albums are actually pretty good.
And then My Chemical Romance started coming back a couple years ago. They hyped up their huge concert, but then of course COVID whacked it for the last 3 years.
Which weren't those tickets like about $200?
They were more than this. They were.
No, because I had like friends that went for like $35-$40. Now those, that was at Minute Maid Park.
No, it wasn't.
I'm talking about the My Chemical Romance, Green Day, and Weezer show.
Oh no, I'm talking about the new My Chemical Romance.
The recent
My
Chemical Romance.
Oh, I apologize. Yeah,
those tickets were $200 plus.
Ooh.
Yeah, for a seat.
Ooh.
Yeah. And as you mentioned earlier, Jim, there is a couple of those. Yeah, there is a couple of those situations where like there are some very opposite spectrum bands that might be playing right next to each other, like fucking Dashboard Confessional and then Motionless in White. Like what?
So Motionless in White, which is a deathcore band,
which is a very popular and has broken very mainstream in comparison to
people love them. People love them. That genre of like very pretty deathcore is kind of like what I would say is like the heavy scene bands now.
Well, I mean, Andrew's also there.
That's awful.
But have you listened to Atreyu? They fired their singer or their harsh vocalist. Their drummer is now their full-time vocalist, and they put out like this Bon Jovi-ish rock album, and it's really bad. Atreyu, besides Every Time I Die, Atreyu was my favorite band from like 2002 to like 2007.
I'll just listen to X's and O's again on repeat.
And I loved their first album. Then they went full vampire.
Yeah.
Then so I thought Atreyu was great.
Do you think Every Time I Die would have been here?
I was gonna mention that. No, because I think them and a couple other bands that like I don't see on this list that like for me would obviously be there. I think they've risen above this and have
hold on.
No, I'm not insulting them, but have not stayed in that like specific genre. And I think about bands like Every Time I Die. I think about bands like The Devil Wears Prada.
Are they on this?
No, they're not. But they're very drastically different than what they were. In these years.
I whenever you said that, I thought you were saying that they were too big for this stage, and I was like, "There's no way."
My Kim, Paramore, they're all bigger than.
I was about to say even fucking Hawthorne Heights will probably draw more than Every Time I Die, but Every Time I Die will have a lot more hardcore fans.
But also, and here's like the weird thing. So pretend like, oh man, I loved that Bring Me the Horizon record I got in like 2005.
You're gonna hate everything.
And then you haven't heard them since, and you're like, man, it's gonna be great to see them. And then you go see them and realize, oh man, they're like a pop rock band now.
You know what band is like that with me? It's Taking Back Sunday and The Used.
I haven't listened to anything they've done since I left high school.
Which I don't. Is Taking Back Sunday in this? Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Their new stuff is bad.
I'm sure it is.
Like, I would say
every single
that kind
one
of
of these bands.
No, Dance Gavin Dance still puts out good albums to this day. Like I will. That was one of the main things. I was like, Armor for Sleep, which is a super old band that I don't think it's been around for much. The Starting Line and Dance Gavin Dance almost drew me as much as My Chemical Romance. And
there are some bands that I'm like, I can't fucking believe like
Also, 303 is in there somewhere.
303.
Yeah.
Ooh, they've had some pretty outlandish allegations to them recently.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. A couple of the bands that like really stand out that are like, why are you there?
Holy shit, Red Jumpsuit Apparatus.
Number one, Horror Pops.
I saw that.
And I say that
who is
being a huge fan of the Horror Pops. They were
who?
like a psychobilly female-fronted band.
Oh, Lord.
I love the first Horror Pops album. Kitty?
Wait, Kitty's on this?
Kitty is on this.
Kitty.
If you don't know, Kitty was a new metal band from the late 90s. Who I saw at Ozfest back in 01. I mean, that's again, but like why? Like, why are you here? And you're on the list right next to the Ready Set. Like, what?
Poppy's also there.
Poppy's on there. Glassjaw is on there, which I'm a huge Glassjaw fan. And then bands that like I think were like right at the tail end of the scene, like 4 Years Strong and the Wonder Years.
4 Years Strong is so good.
Love those bands.
Saw them at Warped a couple years ago.
Yeah, love those bands. They kind of came at the very end of that scene and those years, but Thursday is on there. You know, Story of the Year. I saw Story of the Year open for Linkin Park.
For a half second, I got them confused with Lost Prophets. I was about to say
something. Oh, yeah, don't do that.
I was like, wait a minute. But then you got Christian band Amberlin hidden in there.
Yep.
Like, what are you doing here?
Avril Lavigne.
I was about to say, at this point, you might as well throw Reliant K in there and just get all the Jesus
and then
lovers.
You've got Knocked Loose, who is huge right now.
Who?
Huge. If you've heard them on TikTok, I guarantee you've heard their song "Counting Worms" on TikTok.
What is JXDN?
Who the fuck is that? JXDN. Car Seat Headrest, which is like a very traditional like emo band.
It just sounds like a cover band for one of the other bands on this show.
They were one of my albums of the year several years past. I think they're excellent. But again, why are you here?
How are you here?
Why are you here?
Little Huddy.
Silverstein.
Hell yeah, Silverstein.
Neck Deep. State Champs. You know, Seosin. Fucking Seosin.
Again, yeah. It's so funny because every time I come back to these posters, I find another band I want to see.
Yeah.
Because again, whenever I first saw it and I jumped into our Slack thread, I was like, I'm fucking going.
We were all thinking that.
No, Endrew was stars. He was like, you're out of your fucking mind. And I was just like, I'm going.
Emotionally intelligent, my friend.
I was literally just looking at My Chemical Romance, Paramore, Starting Line, and Jimmy Eat World. That was it. That's all I needed.
Well, hey man, Jimmy Eat World is coming at the end of March.
Yeah, I know.
With Dashboard Confessional.
I don't care. I could give a shit less about Dashboard Confessional.
Yeah, I think I'll go.
But then as it was building on, I saw Dance Gavin Dance. I was like, well, this... So here's the weird thing. It was like a pendulum. Or not a pendulum, like a scale. All these good bands were starting to fight off all the red flags.
Yeah.
It's like,
exactly what Live Nation wanted to happen.
Right. So again, we've already talked about there are too many fucking bands for one day. Since we originally talked, they've added 2 extra days. But they never really mentioned how pricing works.
Oh, well, hold on. Do you know it's not spread out over 3 different days? It is the same concert
3 days in a
3
row,
different times.
Excuse me, what?
That's disgusting.
It's the same festival 3 times?
It's the same festival 3 different times.
Instead of giving the bands more time?
It's not like this is day 1, this is day 2, this is day 3, like any other fucking festival that exists. No, it's the same show on day 1, day 2, and day 3.
That explains why the pricing has stayed the exact same.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, that makes sense. Because originally it was 1 day and they were charging
$250.
$244 for a general admission. General GA Plus was $419. The only difference, you get air conditioned restrooms.
Whoa! Oh my god! Hey man, look, I've been in a Warped Tour Houston summer porta potty.
Yeah.
It ain't fun.
Same. And then VIP at $100 more, which, by the way, if you're an idiot and you're going to buy $419 for GA Plus, spend another $100, get VIP.
That's not that bad.
Little
That's
tip
not that
from
bad.
somebody that goes to a lot of concerts. And then, of course, there's VIP cabanas.
Ooh,
that start at $12,000.
Yeah, I saw people were like on my Facebook going, we can all just get together and we can all chip in for that cabana.
I saw people talking like that.
Yep. I mean, again, I'm tempted every day looking at this shit. But for one, I will not support Live Nation if I have to.
Not after Astroworld. And
for context, if you don't know, which we make it obvious all the time, we live in Houston, Texas, where Astroworld happened. Personally, I had employees from my previous company have family members that died at Astroworld.
Man, I had friends.
So like it hits hard. So I don't really want to support them. And granted, I know Live Nation is like the #1 concert company, but I'll sacrifice concerts if I really have to until they do something.
I'm fortunate enough that like a lot of the
shit
music
bands don't have Live Nation.
Your shit bands have a door cover and
exactly.
that's it.
Exactly.
Which is ironic because a ton of these bands used to be like that.
Oh yeah, I mean,
like
and
half
still,
of these
they
bands
still are. They're only doing that. They're only doing this because Live Nation is not going to be supporting the horror pops on tour.
Right.
They're not going to be supporting maybe Poppy, but not fucking. I'm trying to go through the list. Not fucking the main.
Sorry.
You know what I mean? So, there's a band called Palais Royal.
I saw that.
Isn't that a store?
Yeah, it's a failed store.
It's like a Mervin's or something.
Yeah.
But, so not only do you have Live Nation, who it's very clear that they're like
evil.
They're dealing with the ramifications of Astroworld with all the lawsuits because of the deaths and whatnot, and also the people who were just stabbing needles of drugs into people. So you realize, okay, so Live Nation is clearly putting this on because elder,
they gotta make money.
White emo kids are gonna eat this shit up, and now they can pay for those damages and those losses due to Astroworld. So
on top of it, it's not just white emo kids. It's
us. Come on.
It's the elder emos that have money because we finally have our careers.
Yeah, we're adults. And
they waited so long that these bands now appeal to the 30-year-olds that have their fucking startup job.
Yeah, no, we all have our careers.
Right, like, oh. Jim's over there with his, he worked for a startup. He has that startup money. Yep. Fucking, I'm going to go to When We Were Young Fest. And I'm just like, I can't afford this. But I still wanted to go. So, red flag 1, Live Nation. Live Nation is clearly using the elder emos to pay for deaths at Astroworld. Jim, what do you got for red flag 2? Because there's so many others.
There are some bands that did not know they were on this,
including Hawthorne Heights. Had no idea.
Including Hawthorne Heights, but the one that was like the biggest red flag was the band Senses Fail. They were told they were asked months ago by a promoter if they wanted to play this is how it was brought to them. They wanted to play a show with My Chemical Romance.
Mm-hmm.
And Senses Fail was very popular. I'm sure they are still popular in their realm. But yeah, of course, what band of that era wouldn't want to play with My Chemical Romance? So they agreed to it. And then months and months and months and months went by, and they attributed it to COVID and stuff like that. But then the day that the three of us found out about this concert, they saw their fucking logo.
Holy cow.
And they're like, holy shit, we're on this? And then it started coming out more and more bands didn't realize that they were a part of this. And there are several bands that have still on whatever social media they have still not promoted that they're on this, which makes me think like that they're gonna drop off.
Also, a lot of them were told not to promote it until the specific day that the poster came out. So Hawthorne Heights was at a concert and they're like, oh, we knew we were going, but we could only say festival in Vegas.
Yeah.
And then finally they put up the poster and they're like, oh shit, My Chemical Romance is going to be there? I'm like, wow. So also on Census Fail, they put out a tweet about this. If you're concerned with the band's set link to the festival, then go see them when they headline. If you don't want big corporations to make money, buy music and merch from the bands at the shows. If you want the creators to be independent, support them. Don't get mad at them. That goes back to Red Flag 1. Too many fucking bands.
Yeah.
Again, tons of bands had no idea they were going to be on.
No.
I mean,
and it's just like, imagine, this giant festival and all of these, people trying to get to their set lists and they're trying to get to their bands and see the sets they want to see. And it's just a constant motion and wave of people moving around in the spot, man. Like if they're not careful, they're gonna have another Astroworld. Now, the only thing that I could think of is because the crowd will skew older.
I'm not moving. Standing in front of this.
I mean,
I'm standing in front of this. I'm gonna look at my lineup and see which is the best stage for me all day, and I'm standing right here.
Oh man, that was one of the quintessential moments of Warped Tour. Like you go in the gates. You go find the giant inflatable billboards with all the bands and all their times, and you get the fucking paper and pencil because we didn't have smartphones, and you fucking write down what bands are on what stage and at what time.
So again, also let's bring up another factor. This is what month? It's October, but it's still Las Vegas.
It's a desert. It's the desert.
It's gonna be hot and then extremely cold.
Yep. And yeah, the night is going to get real cold.
I don't think people are going to handle that well. Whenever you think about this, does this give you hope that some of these bands are going to start touring again? That's the only thing. That's the only thing.
I think a lot of these bands, that agreed to play that, the Horror Pops were just on tour, for instance. And also all of our musical tastes have broadened and have changed a bit, but no matter what, and you always go back. You always go back to those bands that were there for you at your best and your worst and your most angsty, and that make you think of your youth. So the bands, I don't think anybody got back together for this. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I don't think anybody is coming out of retirement for this show. Maybe Paramore, but I was never close with Paramore.
Yeah, I want to say that there might be a few, but I don't know when Avril Lavigne last toured or.
But she's making pop music now. She just came out with a new album.
Oh really?
Yeah, but
she's still wearing the necktie.
No, I don't think so. One band that I'm pretty certain did break up that I haven't heard from in forever was Boys Like Girls.
I don't even remember what they sing.
Their big song was Great Escape.
Oh, Throw It Away. yeah, I know that. Yeah. Fuck that song.
I don't know if Silverstein has been touring. Story of the Year. I know Thursday tours. Wonder Years. Hawthorne Heights is got Hawthorne a pretty Heights good
tours. Yeah.
Yeah, they got a pretty good. They've got a pretty good TikTok. If you didn't know.
303. I thought stopped.
They
touring.
Still tour. Yeah. No. They still tour. And a lot of these bands,
4 Year Strong. I saw less than 2 years ago.
Obviously. But Bayside, I can't remember the last time I thought about Bayside.
Playing Madden 08.
Seosin broke up
20 years ago.
And then got back together with Anthony Green. And so for one album that was terrible.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. And then Kitty, what the fuck? That one is so astounding to me.
What version of Seosin is going to be at this
What
concert?
version of Seosin is it? The Linda Lindas. I don't know if you know who they are. They are literally children. They are 13-year-olds.
Oh, is that the one that like it was like in a library and like
yes.
Like, oh, okay.
Oh my god, Racist Sexy Boy live at LA Library.
Racist Sexy Boy, that's what it was, yeah.
Yeah, they're killer, but again, it's just like what? It's not that I think like oh man, you know this is gonna bring back so many of these bands touring. Number one, do I want to like devalue that period of my life with bands that like aren't nearly as good as what they were before?
I was gonna say for them to like really make me go, oh my god, it's just like Warped Tour. I need Under Oath to be there.
Oh,
and they're touring.
They're touring right now.
Yeah, they were touring with every fucking side.
For those at home that are playing along, that's a drink. Drink every time. Jim cries about every time I die.
Look, man, no. And also like a lot of these bands were never like really what my taste was. I just gotta be honest, like Atreyu was definitely I loved AFI.
That whole left side of this poster was my vibe.
But Manchester Orchestra.
Oh, they're
like really popular. I remember.
Yeah, they were really popular for like from like 05 to 05.
Okay, so it's not an actual orchestra.
No. I think that's how they used to get a lot of views, because if I remember right, there was like some other popular orchestra at the time, and they just had roughly the same name. And a lot of that. By the way,
I gotta ask. What were you saying, Todd? Sorry.
This will be Paramore's first show since 2018.
Yeah. That makes sense.
4 years.
Okay. And My Chemical performed a reunion show in late 2019.
Right.
What were you gonna
Manchester
say?
Orchestra was in Comedy Bang Bang. I didn't know.
What?
So
AFI.
Putting you guys on the spot, what is like the band that like your eyes went to first on this poster that made you go, holy fucking shit, I have to go? What is that?
Are we saying other than like the big headliners?
No, if it's that,
because Mike him.
Okay.
I never got to see him.
Okay.
Actually,
okay.
Let me rephrase that. I didn't get to see 90% of the bands because by the time I got to want to go to concerts, I never wanted to go to concerts when I was younger.
Yeah,
I don't want to do a countdown. I don't want to do a countdown, but I've seen most of these.
Have you?
Is that and that's mainly because of Warped Tours, isn't it?
Warped Tour. Yeah, let me rephrase that. Warped Tour is a big reason, but like
I think I'm the inverse. I've seen maybe 2 or 3 of these bands.
Okay.
I've seen 4 Year Strong. Love 4 Year Strong live. I'm pretty sure I saw
Justin. Jimmy Eat World is amazing live. You're correct.
I'm
pretty sure I saw Green Day.
We the Kings live. I'm pretty sure.
Alyssa liked them.
They were at Warped, I think, one year that I went.
For sure.
And that might be it.
For me.
Oh, Story So Far. I love Story So Far.
My Kim, AFI, The Used, Bring Me the Horizon, Taking Back Sunday, Dashboard, Pierce the Veil, A Day to Remember, Alkaline Trio, Boys Like Girls.
Which version of Dance Gavin Dance have you seen?
The Johnny Craig one.
Johnny Craig, OG. Okay, yeah.
The Main, Mayday, Seosin, Atreyu, Glassjaw, 303, Kitty, Horror Pops, Hawthorne Heights, Red Jumpsuit, Wonder Years, Thursday, Starting Line, Silverstein, Bayside, Sleeping with Sirens, and most recently Knocked Loose from this list.
Oh man, Starting Line was like my intro to that genre.
Man,
they played downstairs at Fitzgerald's.
I was about to say, are you about to say the racist place?
Well, it's not there anymore.
Yeah.
They played downstairs at Fitzgerald's the same night that I went and saw Creator, which is an 80s thrash band from Germany that was playing up. No, they were playing upstairs. Creator was playing downstairs. Because what the fuck? That wouldn't make any sense.
Which is the bigger band? Starting line.
And boy, did that cause some fucking conflict when those shows let out.
Endrew, how many of these bands have you seen?
So, I'm looking at it, and man, it's not a lot. I've seen Paramore live.
Yeah, I never saw them.
I got to see them on a tour with The Sounds and No Doubt.
Wow,
that's cool.
That's a cool lineup.
Yeah.
That's a cool lineup.
Fantastic show. My favorite little tidbit from it was being in line for merchandise in between The Sounds and Paramore. And this is what is it? What's that stupid vampire movie that they did a song for? Twilight. They had that song on Twilight.
Decode.
That just got done. Going through the cinemas and whatnot. And I remember being in line for merchandise, and I'm looking at the sound stuff, and I wanted to see No Doubt because I love No Doubt. And so I remember there was a girl in the line next to me, and she's like, "Who are the Sounds?" And I'm like, "They just played."
So who was the headliner of that? Paramore or No Doubt?
No Doubt was the headliner.
Oh, interesting.
But at the end, they had like Haley and Gwen doing stuff, with No Doubt behind them.
Yeah.
I just realized this. So Decode was before what is that album called? Brand New Eyes. So that makes sense that they weren't like super big yet. Okay, that makes sense.
So
yeah,
I got them. I got God, man, really no one else. I mean, I think at Glassjaw I saw live once.
I'm surprised you didn't.
Did you go with me to see Glassjaw and Rock?
No, I didn't. No, this was like back when I was in high school. I saw Glassjaw.
Okay. You didn't see 4 Year Stronger Story so far at Warped over the last like 5 years that Warped was running?
That's the thing. I don't remember. I don't think I ever did.
I'm sure we've seen every one of these bands, but we just didn't know.
I've only been to one. I only went to 1 year of Warped Tour ever because again, didn't want to. But that 1 year I saw both of them. I was like, okay, I'm happy. That's all I need. The sounds are fantastic. Yeah.
I mean, to answer your question though, like, I saw the starting line. I'm sorry, I forgot about the starting line. I've
been to 8 Warped Tours.
Jesus Christ.
Oh God. I saw the starting line at a BuzzFest.
What?
And yeah, it was like 2005, and this is like the only time I ever was really wanted to go to a BuzzFest because that radio station sucks. Yeah. I remember it's 2005 though because I also saw Fall Out Boy that day.
That sounds right.
By the way, Fall Out Boy, I'm shocked they're not on here.
That's another one I'm really surprised about. Yeah, Fall Out Boy didn't.
That's a good one. I didn't even think about them. Yeah.
Which, by the way, they're one of the better bands I've ever seen in concert. Fall Out Boy. I don't know why, but they're good.
I saw them with. Oh, man, I can't even remember, but I saw them at a place called in Houston called Warehouse Live in like 2004.
So wow.
And it was a good time.
I saw Fall Out Boy like less than 10 years ago. They were like co-headlining with Panic at the Disco, which
that sounds right.
Woo, that was a good.
I saw them after Under the Cork Tree was out.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
And so it was like the best time to see him. The thing that sucked about it though, I remember it being 2005 because the Astros were playing the White Sox.
Oh no, depression.
That's so funny. I was at a concert called it was the Blackest of the Black tour. It was at the time Verizon Wireless Amphitheater. And now it's Bayou Music
It's not that anymore. I think
it's not Verizon Wireless anymore.
No, I don't think it's Bayou either.
But we fucking Danzig was the headliner, and Danzig, if you don't know, was the original vocalist of the Misfits, and they've actually gotten back together now. But at the time, it was like there's no fucking way Danzig is going to rejoin the Misfits. After the very first song, somebody yelled out a Misfits song in the crowd. And Danzig left and never came back.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no.
and then I like got out, and again, this is 2005, so I'm rocking a Razor phone, and my
Called your
dad had
mom.
texted me. Oh no, because I was driving. I drove that to that one. So my dad had texted me, on T9, Astros lost. So not only did Danzig the Astros lost.
Carlos Beltran didn't save you that year.
Oh,
Danzig, Chimera, Behemoth confirmed for Blackest of the Black Tour. Jesus Christ.
That's
Super Joint Ritual. I've never heard of that band.
that's Phil Anselmo's band after Pantera.
Opeth.
Otep?
I'm going to call him Opeth because that's the... Oh, Otep. That's right. That's how you pronounce that. Nile?
I am seeing Nile next month.
Well, they were at Blackest of Blackfest 2005.
Yeah.
Lacuna Coil. I would say Laguna.
Laguna Coil is like the
Coil.
cool fucking...
That's the
From
OC
California.
spinoff. Yeah. Behemoth. Yeah. This quote from Danzig that year, this is the closest thing to a Misfits reunion you'll ever see.
Yeah, because the guitar player for Danzig was Doyle Wolfgang von Frankenstein, which was the guitar player from the Misfits.
Side note, did you ever see Gwar in concert?
Several times, yep.
Okay. Never got to see him.
I have not.
I don't think I would have wanted to really go to that concert.
It's an experience.
I think that's why. Because even
There was
Jim
it's
an experience.
There was a very cool festival.
Did you get jizzed on?
Yeah, 100%. There was a very cool festival around the 05 and 06. I can't remember exactly what years, called Sounds of the Underground.
Oh God.
And that's the first time I saw Gwar, and that was like the first time where like I really saw the hardcore kids or the scene kids or that, the When We Were Young crowd really clash with like the metal kids. And they really like, they either didn't know what they were doing or they were evil geniuses when they were booking this, because like there would be like, and there'd be like As Blood Runs Black, which was like the original deathcore band. And then right after that, bands like Cattle Decapitation, who is all anti-core anything. And so you get those two crowds right next to each other, and holy fucking... And it was all on one stage.
What year was this?
I'm thinking it was 05 or 06.
05.
They did two of them. They did 2 years of them.
05 doesn't have any of the bands you just said, so I think it's 06.
Oh.
I'm confused. I was about to say, because you know who else was at Sounds of the Underground tour in 2005?
Who's that?
Every Time I Die.
Yes, they were. I know that because I
drink.
Due to a friend, I got to go backstage and hang with them.
Yeah, I think you were looking at 06.
06 was Gwar, Shadows Fall, Chimera, Every Time I Die Again.
Yeah. Black Dahlia Murder was there.
Job for a Cowboy, The Acacia Strain, and Monomar. I mean, it's a very eclectic one. But then, like, the first one, Lamb of God, Clutch, Poison the Well, Unearthed, From Autumn to Ashes, Opeth, Norma Jean. But exactly, like, what the fuck, Clutch?
Why is Clutch there? Aren't they a Christian band?
No. They're like a real like Southern style.
I was joking. I was about to make a Pillar comment, but then I was like, let's turn away from that. Is this the old people? Is this current concert the old people version of Taste of Chaos?
Oh wow!
I went to only one Taste of Chaos, so
went to none of them. I was too scared.
Oh my God!
Taste of Chouse.
The big and like I said, growing up for me, it was all about the big four. It was Metallica, Slayer, Megadeth, Anthrax. Those were the only bands that I cared about. And then
the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. Got it.
Yeah. And then I bought from FYE. There's this big festival, like I think in like the Northeast. It's still I don't know if it's still going on or not, but it was called Hellfest. And I bought the Hellfest like 2003 compilation DVD. And there were lots, like, it was the first time I ever heard Lamb of God. It was the first time I ever heard Every Time I Die. It was the first time I ever heard Norma Jean and Dillinger Escape Plan and all these other bands. And so I was like, oh, heavy music can be a lot of different things.
Spitting the truth.
And it's like, it doesn't have to just be this one thing. And so, you know, then I went to Ozfest 04 right after that, where Bleeding Through played and Atreyu played and Every Time I Die played and Andrew WK played. You know,
Drake.
and it was just like, well, holy shit, man! Like, I think these kids are onto something, and that's when a lot of those, like, metal, for me, it was more metalcore than it was like the scene kids, like bands like As I Lay Dying and Shadows Fall and Every Time I Die, just kidding, Walls of Jericho. You know, bands like all the Trust Kill bands, Throwdown.
Where's Trust Company? Damn it. Just brought that up in my head.
But yeah, man, it's that, and I accredit being very much on the outskirts of, like, the scene and, like, those and that lifestyle and that like visual style. I was kind of on the outskirts of that, kind of looking in. Like, I never really, like, dove in head first, but I definitely, like, liked a lot of the bands.
Right.
But I attribute a lot of, like, me liking those bands to having as broad of a taste of music, that and the Tony Hawk Pro Skater soundtracks.
Yeah, that didn't hurt.
I think that's why so many of us in our age range has such eclectic taste in music, and I'm proud of that. I'm fucking proud of that. Definitely more so than generations before us. Definitely more so than they are now. But yeah, I'm proud to have grown up in this era, despite the controversies with this festival. I would be proud to go to this under different circumstances.
And then the last red flag I really wanted to bring up was the fact that there's no refunds.
Oh yeah,
at all.
That's bad.
There's really no COVID exit plan. Like, if COVID gets super bad, like, yeah, I know, I'm pressing buttons. Like, what happens if Omicron 2 Electric Boogaloo or something shows up?
Are they playing?
Oh man, I love that band.
I love that band.
That'd be great. I'm gonna name a band that now. What a fucking boomer thing to say. Shut up. Like, what if COVID gets super bad around that time? Like, what are you supposed to do? Just be out $400?
And that's the thing,
or more, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, you're not gonna enforce a 6-foot rule on everybody. That ain't happening.
Not
you know,
in this fucking show. Yeah, man. I did have a question. What a band that's not on here, that, like, when you hear them, like, they only can exist in that 03 to 07 timeline. What band is, like, screams
Trust
emo or the scene or anything like that?
Oh,
Trust Company.
No.
Yeah.
They're like a Breaking Benjamin rock band.
Yeah, but they fit in with that to me.
I mean, I don't know. I can't think of any single, other than the one Trust Company song I remember, but
How dare you?
man, you guys are being real headstrong right now.
No, that's Trapped,
That's
dude.
Trapped.
Was it Trapped? Oh,
shit. Trust Company was Downfall.
Downfall. That's what it was.
Yeah.
They all sound the same.
Andrew's hubris was the downfall. Ha!
The fucking petard, man.
The petard. Shit, I can't think of any other bands like in that.
There's one
fucking
band
Him.
that, like, Him.
Oh yeah. What?
Fuck off. Him
what
can
year?
exist whenever they want to.
No, they can't. He's a time I get that he's a time traveler like David Bowie, but, like, calm down.
What years did you say?
But you know, in those, like, formidable scene kid years,
Lost Prophets.
I always say, oh Jesus, I always say 03 to 07.
Oh, okay. Then I got one. I got two.
I got one that just, if they came out today, it'd be like, what the fuck are you guys doing? And if they came out before, it'd be like, what the fuck are you guys doing? What's yours, Endrew?
Okay, so because here's my thing. When I think about this, when you were young, lineup and everything. I'm just thinking, who was watching Fuse
Me.
like highlights one
I was
day?
watching
and said-
Pants Off. I was watching Pants Off, Dance Off with Stephanie from Full House.
So for me, like a big one, like you brought up, like who is like a scene that like a scene band that isn't on this list or whatever.
Yeah.
Easily can be done. You already got one of the guys there. Just throw Head Automatica back in. Let's go.
Beating Heart, baby.
I love Head Automatica, man.
That's the only song I know from them.
Oh, they got fantastic albums.
Their
Wait,
two
what do you-
albums are
hold on.
both really good.
Fill me in.
Yeah.
You said like one guy's already there. What
Chuck
other band?
Palumbo from Glassjaw is
Glassjaw,
the singer
yeah.
from Head Automatica.
It's
Chuck
such
Palumbo,
a
the
stark
wrestler, like
difference.
Billy and
No,
Chuck,
no,
Like
that's
the gay
not
guy?
him. Yeah. What?
with Rico.
No.
I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Hold on.
I don't
You
think
definitely
that's his
said
last
Chuck
name.
Palumbo, who's a
I
wrestler.
definitely no. I definitely said that.
He also
It's
listens.
Columbo
it's-
is the right, isn't it? I
It's
thought that was the
that's not
last name.
right.
While
Oh my
Jim
God.
figures that out, we're gonna look up Billy and Chuck highlights.
Yeah. Daryl Palumbo.
Daryl Palumbo. That's right.
That's his name. Daryl Palumbo. I
I
knew
mean,
it. Yeah.
I saw where you were going.
Yeah. Sorry.
I get it.
Yeah, no, he's a singer for Glassjaw, and so
Oh, I
when you
had no
have
idea.
when you have Cosmopolitan Blood Loss and Beating Heart's Baby.
I love Beating Heart. That song is so good.
It's a good
Yeah.
song. It's a
It
good
is.
song.
There it is.
Remember, that's Eric Bischoff in disguise.
Oh my god.
Goodness.
Because remember, wrestling weddings can never go well.
This is like as good as music was from 03 to 07 is
Wrestling-
as bad as wrestling was in
Wrestling
03
was-
to 07.
Wrestling was better at the time.
No.
Fucking Eric Bischoff takes off the makeup. He's like, it was me.
I was gonna say my other band, just again thinking of like how seen can I get, and they broke up, and it was like I forget how many years back they said we're gonna get back together, and then nothing ever came out of it. Throw out the Blood Brothers.
Oh man, yeah.
The Bludgeon Brothers?
The Blood
Blood
Brothers.
Brothers.
Stop relating it to wrestling. It's
I-
not always wrestling.
Why are they always the same name?
A memory I have of the Blood Brothers was I don't remember what we were doing or where we were going, but Endrew and his brother were driving an Endrew's Explorer.
Yep.
I was behind them, and they were clearly listening to Blood Brothers. Well, because they were blasting it out of their car.
Fuck yeah.
But like y'all were both fucking freaking out in your car.
It was great. We liked it. What do you want?
Yeah, no, it was,
We were
it's
living
just a
our
fun,
best
it's
lives.
something I'll never forget.
Holy fuck. We're gonna try to get that copyright strike today, aren't we?
R.I.P. John Huber. Also, the fact that they did not give them a room to film this in. This is clearly in the back of a
In the
semi
back of a
truck.
trailer. Yeah.
Yeah. Moving on.
Todd, what about you? Who is it on this that like you're like why?
Fall Out Boy is the easy
Yeah,
answer.
that's an easy answer.
To me, again, I was still very into like pop music at this time.
Right.
Fall Out Boy, hearing Pete Wentz like doing like the screaming shit from the earlier albums was like mind blowing to
Take
me.
This to Your Grave is I think the best pop punk album of all time. I
I agree, it's a top
It's
album,
so good.
but like whenever you hear Under the Court Tree, you don't really hear them do that much.
No.
But whenever you hear that, you're like, oh shit, like this band is a little bit different. At the time, Miss Murder was popular from AFI on
AFI,
TRL.
yeah.
It broke out and somehow ended up on TRL. And I was just like, I'm not really into this. This is too fucking weird.
I think I was the same.
I didn't like Miss Murder the first time I heard it.
But I guess I liked AFI, and
Same.
then they started doing stuff like this with TRL, and I was like, ugh.
Because they had that one song before it, and I can't remember.
Silver and
what-
Cold.
Yeah, that's what it is.
No, Girls Not Great, right?
Oh, and then Girls with both of them. They had both of them off that album.
Yeah.
But I actually really like December Underground. I think it's the last good AFI album.
Yeah. No, you're right.
The thing was, like, those all popped up at the same time. So it was like Alkali Trio had that one super big song on that hit mainstream, which was Time to Waste. And then AFI had Miss Murder. The Used was first coming out. Taking Back Sunday had Make Damn Sure. All of that was in like the span of a year.
I saw The Used in 2002. I
saw
remember
The Used like 4 years ago, and they're garbage.
So if you remember, you probably don't.
When we were
Burt McCracken in the early 2000s, the
Yeah.
singer for The Used, dated Kelly Osbourne.
Yep.
And
did he knock her up, and that's why Papa Don't Preach came out?
No, wow, Davey Havok straight up in blackface in this video. Wow.
Yeah.
They all are.
Let's cancel AFI now.
Cancel.
I just the first time I ever saw like Davey Havok with this era Davey Havok with like his hair and stuff like this, it was like the first time I ever had the conversation with myself. Am I gay?
Am I gay? Yeah.
Am I gay?
Yeah.
I knew you were gonna bring that up.
I remember being at a work tour, and I passed by the stage where they're playing, and because I was one of those douchey teens that thought I was so cool and I'm funny. I was like, "Whoa, that chick is so hot."
Was this 2005?
I think, yeah.
I was there. I was there for that too.
So, I got a question for y'all. So, were y'all just naturally into this type of music? Because I was like a big Blink-182 fan, but like for some reason that pop punk did not translate well into scene emo post-hardcore. Like I said, I did not get into it until like songs like this and fucking Fall Out Boy really brought it in. Were y'all just already predisposed because of metal or something else?
Well, for me, it didn't like come naturally to me because I can tell you the exact moment the switch flip for me, like and being
Switch
around
foot?
my dad.
Oh, that's a band. There's the band right there. I found it. Switchfoot.
Being around, my dad, who is like, Rush, Zeppelin,
Right.
all the dad bands that, so being around that forever. But like all I listened to was like whatever played on MTV. So like the mid to late 90s pop music, and whether that be a rock song or whether that be, a rap song or a pop song or, whatever.
Right.
It was just like, oh, this is music. This is the world of music that we live in. But then there are two moments on the Puff Daddy and the Family record, that the one everybody fucking had in like 97. There was the song All About the Benjamins, but they had a rock version. And it fucking kicks ass.
Yeah.
And I think even they made a music video on it where the Foo Fighters are like the backing band for Puff Daddy. That I was like, I've never heard anything like this, and I hadn't heard Nirvana or Foo Fighters or anything like that. Then I was getting ready to go on vacation with my family, and this is the summer before 5th grade, and the song or the music video, because MTV was just on in my bedroom. The music video for the song "The Memory Remains" by Metallica came on, and I was enthralled. I had never heard anything like this. I didn't think any type of music sounded like this. It just it flipped a switch with me. So my parents bought me the CD as we were literally going on vacation, Reload, which is like a terrible Metallica album.
Yeah.
It's not a good album. And I listened to it on repeat the entire drive there, during vacation, driving back. And I was never the same again. So, luckily I'd like to think that I have a pretty good open mind when it comes to music. So, it divulged into everything that it is today.
For me, my music was molded by society. So I, growing up, listened to a lot of garbage. You know,
Shirley
The,
Manson.
because
the
Yeah.
band garbage?
no. So eventually, yes, but no.
Oh.
So I listened to like the pop station 104
Yeah,
KRB
KRBE, baby.
growing up. And
Is that where Ruler and
some of
Ryan
my
are?
some of my first albums, like the one I can always remember is I bought what is it? The Matchbox 20 album.
Hell yeah.
I bought
I'm
that.
gonna push
Yeah,
you.
that one with Push on it. I bought that album. I can't remember what the album name was called.
Shit.
But I was listening to it at my cousin's house, and my cousin was like, "Why are you listening to this?" It's like, "Because I like it." And he called me all kinds of names and whatnot. Uh, Probably I don't remember exactly, but um, I remember he made me go to his room and listen to "Around the Fur" with by Deftones,
Oh.
and I remember listening to "My Own Summer," going, "Why are they yelling at me?" And you know, it just kind of became a thing where it was like, okay, well, that's not as bad as I thought. And then I would listen to other things, of course, like just like Jim, I listened to pretty much everything my dad listened to,
Yep.
you know, when he was young. And you know, I like at the time I knew Metallica was a band, but I didn't really listen to a lot of Metallica. Like I was the type where my favorite song was fucking Enter Sandman. You know, and
Oh,
everyone,
original.
yeah, that fucking song sucks.
I could never hear that song again in my life, and
We're gonna play another round of shame Todd for his not good social life and experience. The first song from Metallica that I actually remember listening to and actually enjoying was "I Disappear" from
I knew you were gonna say I Disappear.
from
I knew you were
Mission
gonna say
Impossible,
that.
right?
Mission Impossible. Yeah,
Mission
sure is.
Impossible 2. Yep.
I saw a thing from Funhouse where they're like, you know how like hard Metallica is, and they're like, we're the most metal band ever. Please don't steal our music. By the way, we're on the Mission Impossible soundtrack, so check that out.
Dude, I'm not even. This is so fucking embarrassing.
Video's so good.
When this music video came out, I took I found a picture online and printed it out of James Hetfield
On the Rock.
and when I went just on the rock and took it to when I was getting my haircut and said, "Can you do this?"
Oh no!
Oh god.
I'll
Oh
never.
no. So this is gonna be a weird card to play.
Oh wait, I want to give my bands.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So the first one that I just don't think this band could be popular today. Horse the Band.
Oh my god, I love Horse the Band.
Is that the one with No, okay, never mind.
They're
They're
the one
a
that has the
Nintendo core.
keyboardist that looks like Napoleon Dynamite.
I remember vaguely listening to them. Holy shit! Is Say Anything on this lineup?
No.
Oh, Max
No.
Bemis needs to come back.
I forgot. I never. That was a band that eluded me.
That's because they don't really fit with any of this
Yeah.
shit.
So, can I real quick talk
yeah.
about Horse the Band? I remember they were coming to town, and I was going, no, regardless of what you said, and I asked you if you wanted to go, and you were like, yeah, up to a point, and you were like, nah, never mind, I don't want to go, right? And I'm like, well, I'm still going, whatever. And so I went to the concert, saw some pretty awesome bands open for them, and then in between two bands, there's this guy standing next to me, and he's like, "Hey, you're here to see Horse the Band?" And I'm like, "Ah, heck yeah, man! I haven't seen them at all in my life, but like they were huge for me whenever I was in high school. Could not resist being at this show." And he's like, "Oh, that's really cool." And so we're talking, and it gets to that awkward point where I got nothing else to talk about, and I don't know you, right? So he's just like, "Okay, well, see you around, man. Hope you enjoy the show," you know. And then later on, when Horse the Band goes on, that guy walks out on stage with them.
Oh no!
Oh, that is so funny.
He's like, and it's so funny too because he wasn't even like I didn't recognize the band, right? He wasn't anybody I recognized in the band. He was like fucking playing the triangle or the fucking
that's
tambourine.
so funny. Let me ask you a question. Was this at the engine room?
No, it was not at the engine room.
Okay.
I don't believe so. It was a newer one that had like a record store in the front.
Oh,
it's where you saw
Walters.
Every Time I Die.
Walters.
Cry.
That was Walters when it was in its new location.
Is
Yeah.
that
So-
That's right.
is that the one by UHD?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So-
I was supposed to go see Emery there.
Horse the Band, they're kind of a legendary metal club in Houston from back in the day, was the Engine Room, and it's not that it closed down, but like it just stopped being the
Hosting?
Engine Room for like 3 years, and then it came back and like this big fucking show with Horse the Band headlining.
Oh yeah.
And was going to be there, and then it happened, and apparently shit got so fucking rowdy that they never booked another show there again, and it's just a pink building now.
Good job, Horse the Band.
It's literally just a pink building now. But yeah, no. So, oh my god,
That's the
you're
engine
blowing
room.
my
Wow,
fucking mind right now.
that's
Is
insane.
That's the Engine Room.
Is that another band that you were gonna mention?
Well, who is that?
That's Mars Volta.
I was gonna say that looks like me.
I was not. Yeah, I was not at this concert, but I do remember.
This is 2001.
Yeah.
Oh
I saw
my
30
God.
Seconds
Can
to
you send me
Mars
that link?
on this stage.
I would like to watch this after.
Yeah, I saw 30,
it's a full concert.
I saw
Fuck
30
yeah.
Seconds to Mars at this venue. So
Oh, Jared Leto.
that's another
where
one.
are
30 Seconds.
they?
Yeah. The other one, and this Todd, I don't know if you would necessarily know this band,
Hello.
but again, a band that can only exist in the mid to late 2000s. I wrestled a bear once.
Yeah, I know a Wrestle Bear once.
They were fun.
By the way, this is CKY at the Engine Room.
Yeah, I went to this
Wow.
concert. I'm in this crowd.
Prove it.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's the only song I know from them. Thanks, Jackass. Not calling Endrew a jackass. I mean the show Jackass.
And then the last one, and this was the most, I think, successful bands of the three that I'm mentioning. Hello, Goodbye.
Oh yeah. Hello, Goodbye could be on this show.
I liked Hello,
Are
Goodbye.
you sure that them and Boys Like Girls are not the same band?
I saw them tour together, so no, I know
They're the same band.
This was one concert. Oh, and this includes another band that, like, what happened to them? This was one concert. It was the Alternative Press tour.
Oh Lord.
It was Boys Like Girls, Cute Is What We Aim For,
Oh Lord.
Hello, Goodbye, and As Tall as Lions.
I have never heard that last one.
They were very good, but yeah, they didn't do much. But I remember I was very single when I went to that concert, and there was this really like cute girl.
Very single.
There was this really cute girl next to me, and I whipped out like my fucking flip phone, and I typed a message on my phone that was just like, "Hey, you're cute. You want to hang out after this?"
Did you T9 it?
Oh yeah,
please.
I T9'd it.
From your pocket.
Yeah, and she immediately walked away.
Bummer.
Oh, I could talk about this era of
Yeah.
my life and music and stuff like that for. I didn't even scratch the surface of like bands that I liked back then and like influenced me. Like I still can't think about my senior year, or I can't think about anything else other than like my senior year when I listened to Under Oath or the Postal Service.
Yeah.
You know,
Those were
it's
big on mine too.
it's just, you know,
We gotta make a Ranty Media when we were young.
it was such a
Playlist.
good time. It was such a good time.
I don't remember this band at all.
You don't?
No.
What song is this?
This is
don't know.
the
okay.
Oh!
from me.
Is this the And you what?
Yeah, that song.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, yeah, all right. I know this song.
Oh, another one I just thought of. Cobra Starship.
Cobra Starship. Oh,
God, what is that song from Snakes on a Plane?
Isn't that called Snakes on a Plane?
Oh yeah,
No,
it might
no.
be.
I
thought it was called
fucking
Bring
Gym
It.
Class Heroes should be on here.
yeah.
Oh, and then
It's called Bring
talking
It.
about
Bring It.
303. I think what killed it was all those crunk core bands.
Oh, them not succeeding? Shocked.
Bands like I think
What?
the reason why this scene died was because of them. But Alyssa liked that shit. So
Again, blows my mind that Reliant K is not on this somewhere.
yeah, they're too Christian for this shit.
Fucking what?
Oh yeah.
They're on tour with MXPX somewhere.
No, they better not be.
You're making that up. Don't say that.
No, I totally am making
It's them and Toby Mac and fucking.
Fun fact for
Old-
those wondering who
old
the Sounds
Underoath.
are, the blonde woman is from the Sounds. Thank you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I know the
this
sounds,
blonde
but I didn't
woman?
know that.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah. Because it was like I think it was that's the guy from Bayside, I think.
I thought that was the guy
Plus
from
Heroes.
The Strokes. I thought that was
no,
Julian Casablancas.
he's him. Sorry.
That's Julian Casablancas, or whatever his last name is.
Yeah. Because I think it was
From
the
the
guy from
Loma.
Cobra Starship, Bayside, Gym Class Heroes, and the Sounds all
Man.
got together for this song.
I might
so good.
I might publish it, and I have a playlist that I made. I made it a long time ago,
Is that the one you sent me?
but it's called "What the Hell Was I Thinking?"
Yep.
Oh Lord.
It is. Every once in a while, I'll go back and I'm not talking like I'll listen to it like for the irony or for the I
nostalgia.
genuinely enjoy the fuck out of that playlist.
Yeah.
And it's got some fucking. There were some Scene Kid hidden gems. Fucking Dance Club Massacre, Drop Dead Gorgeous, We Butter Our Bread with Butter,
What the fuck?
Duck Duck Goose. Like it just there were so fucking I Killed the Prom Queen. They were so good.
But I remember you had Old School from First to Last in there too.
Oh fuck yeah! Sonny Moore, man, Skrillex as he is known today.
Wait, I just realized Dance Gavin Dance is there, but Emma Rosa isn't. They're like almost the same band.
Well, it's Johnny Craig's band, but
Yeah, I know.
Johnny Craig is like a piece of shit.
He's
dude.
apparently like off the deep end, like an asshole.
He like is like a if he's not in jail, he's scamming somebody.
Cheetos. I'm surprised they're not there.
Oh
my
Well-
god, I forgot all about Cheetos.
well, do you know why?
No, did
That
somebody
dude
get canceled?
that dude destroyed his voice.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah,
I believe it.
He destroyed his voice.
Oh.
Yeah.
I saw
That's
them
from-
in concert with fucking with Emma
Who did I
Rosa.
see Chiodos with? Oh, dude, I think I was at that show.
The same show in like 2015.
Yeah. Oh no.
I was about to say, sir, I
This
didn't,
was like
I didn't
06.
live in Houston until like 2012. So
This was it was a Treyu was headlining.
oh Lord.
Chiodos was opening, and this band, a very much a one-hit wonder band that only could have existed in this time frame, called Aiden.
Oh my god, I remember Aiden.
Do you remember Aiden?
Yeah.
Funny thing about Aiden, I also saw them open for him.
Fucking him again. Is it ADIEN?
It's
I
AID
thought it was AIDEN.
something like that. And they were on Victory Records. I know that. Like every other fucking band from this era, they were on Victory Records.
Oh my
so-
god, they look like the band with the priest and the fucking Pope shit.
Ghost?
The
They look
thumbnail.
like Ghost?
The thumbnail looked like that dude. Oh, now there's just a fat guy on bass. So yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, dude, another band that I'm surprised isn't on here, but and I'll say it again, is I think a band that like went beyond needing nostalgia. Oh my god, yeah, this band
is
can
so-
only exist.
This is so bad.
It's so
Yeah.
bad.
Is this before or after Black Parade? Because
I think this is after.
so he like clearly
This
raided
might be
somebody's
before.
wardrobe.
Oh, before?
I mean, dude, I saw them in like 05.
Oh yeah, that could be before then.
2005, according to this.
Yeah, but like Newfound Glory.
Oh,
Is the fact that Haley is headlining a big thing why they can't be there?
wait, why is that an issue?
Oh, I don't know that story.
Well, because the guy from Newfound Glory and Haley weren't they like a thing for like a really long time? And
Oh,
they're
I
not-
had no idea.
idea.
No, I didn't know that.
I
Where's
think
bowling?
that's the
Where's
case.
bowling for soup?
Fuck Bowling for Soup.
What?
I cannot stand Bowling for Soup.
Like, I'm from Dallas. I have to.
My
look
buddy was in a the PS2. My buddy was in a band was in a touring band in like the early to mid 2000s and went on tour with Bowling for Soup. And he said he just couldn't get over how like not serious they were about anything.
Right. That's
like,
what I've heard for years.
Yeah, but also, you know, this is my friend Peter from a very straight edge vegan hardcore band.
Oh,
which is nothing but serious.
Like what era was this? Because like
the band was Remembering Never. It doesn't matter, but
no, I mean like what era for Bowling for Soup? Because at one point they were like
this would have been
crazy
0203.
alcoholics.
This would have been 0203.
Okay, yeah, I was about to say at one point they were super alcoholics.
Dude,
and they gave no fucks.
I miss, and I would bring this shit back so hard. I miss wearing like baggy khaki pants and like a punk rock shirt. I miss that shit so bad.
I mean, I used to wear basically those shorts to work.
Oh, dude, I love. I have 5 pairs of cargo shorts, man. I will never let that shit go. I am 35 years old and I will never let that shit go.
Where's Simple Plan?
Oh, maybe they lost it all. Nothing lasts forever.
I was thinking of songs. It's like, where's that I'm Just a Kid band?
Oh yeah, yeah. So I think I might, you know, I did a new top 10 of 2021, and obviously I went in a direction that was very much like
that direction was very niche, sir.
Which is very niche, and I'm fine with that. And
I know.
I hope but what I might do is also like at least once a month, like maybe do a deep dive on a fucking band like
also DJ Qualls.
Oh god.
Oh my god. What movie was this? This was
New Guy?
New Guy,
yeah.
Fantastic movie. I love this
great movie. But I think I might highlight like each month, like highlight a forgotten band, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe that will be When We Were Young, you know, each month.
I think we might just make a When We Were Young playlist and put it out just for.
I think we should do a collaborative. Yeah,
you gotta let everyone in on it.
We'll do a collaborative playlist.
Yeah, we'll
put it out. We'll put it out for everybody. That's awesome. Yeah, man. If you get a chance, go to rantingmedia.com and if you like something a little bit heavier than these bands, a little bit heavier than these bands.
A little bit heavier, yeah, just
a little bit heavier.
A little bit.
Just a scotch. You know, I wrote up some stuff about my favorite albums from this last year.
Music video that I remember.
This is not this is not the Fuse music video. If
that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
So remember the show on Fuse called, and we can go after this.
Dance Off.
There was that, but there was like on MTV there was Headbangers Ball.
Yeah.
On Fuse there was Uranium.
Uranium,
right.
Yep.
Hosted by Mistress Julia.
So I don't remember that part.
So I played a show when I was in my band that was like a contest. It was like a battle of the bands.
Oh yeah, your band should be there.
No. No. See if I can find the poster for it.
Shout out to Butters. Way to play that Apex.
Bro, I wish those notifications would stop. I just I just forget to look it up until it's the worst time. It's always whenever I'm streaming something.
Anyways, it was a show that I played. It was like a battle of the bands, and it was like the big draw was like it's hosted by Julia, Mistress Julia from Fuse or whatever.
Oh my god.
And so we get there, we played for like 15 minutes, which for us was like
A
2
marathon?
songs.
Oh.
It was like 2 songs. Our songs were really long. And we never once
saw Mistress Julia.
Dude, she got out of a fucking limo at 10 o'clock at night, went up on stage,
announced the winner, and went right back.
Announced the winner, and then fucking got right back in her limo, or not limo, but like car, and left.
Yep.
It was hilarious.
That's amazing.
It was at least an Uber XL.
Well, this dude, this is
know,
before Uber.
It's a the fancy word is town car.
Town cars, yeah. Oh my god, she turned to gold.
This is the music video I remember. So you're telling me this guy's in another band?
Yeah, he does Glassjaw.
I had no idea.
Yeah. No, go to Cosmopolitan Blood Laws, you know? And it's such a huge difference.
Listen to So You Think You're John fucking Lennon.
Whoa, aggressive.
Damn, what the fuck?
That's a Glassjaw song.
That's right.
I wouldn't know.
I was like, what are you?
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening and watching this special Elder Council meeting for the Elder Emos to discuss why this concert sucks and why we still want to go very badly, but we will not because of principles, because we're adults now. Later this week, we have possibly me streaming God of War if everything goes right. I'll try and bring Geoff along to actually give you context for what the fuck is happening if you did not play the game. Jim might stream on Sunday. Don't know.
I will
destroy
him on that
It's
Sunday.
his wife's birthday.
You have wife's birthday this weekend, so he will not. And then Monday, what are y'all playing?
Oh no, wasn't it gonna be you, me, and Nick doing the Rainbow Six thing?
That's right. We're gonna try Rainbow Six Extraction. I don't remember what the subtitle is. Hold on.
Yeah, Rainbow Six subtitle.
Extraction. Yeah, I have a bad feeling it's not going to be good. Check it out. Ranting Media on Spotify. All of our podcasts are there, including Jim's playlist that he makes for his annual year in reviews. We're also going to put the When We Were Young playlist on there.
Right.
Check out the website with Jim's full write-up on his albums of 2021. I read through it. Didn't know a single band in it, but I still learned a lot. That's really it. We'll have another podcast in a couple weeks because we just need to start recording stuff. Professor Justin is finally about to happen. The first of our Extra Life stretch goals is starting to come through. So thank you everybody for watching and listening. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
You guys hear about SawCon?
No.
About what?
SawCon.
Shao Kahn?
It's now SawCon. It's a
Is it a
it's a con, like a convention
movies?
for the Saw movies.
I mean, there's like 8 of them at this point.
I mean, you know what I think about SawCon? SawCon these nuts.
Oh my god! Wow,
That wasn't even a good one.
That was a real good one.
No.
What a lead-in.